What if one of music's biggest stars showed signs of extraordinary abilities from childhood that no one wanted to talk about? Based on fan theories, public interviews, and speculation from former classmates, this theory explores whether Taylor Swift's unprecedented success was always destined to be something beyond normal talent. This is pure fan theory and speculation. You decide what to believe. According to publicly available interviews and fan research, Taylor Swift's elementary school experience was notably different from other children. Her kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Henderson, gave an interview years ago where she mentioned something that fan theorists have been analyzing ever since. Taylor was unlike any child I'd taught in 30 years. She knew things she shouldn't know. What did she mean by that? Fan theories suggest it wasn't just about musical talent. Classmates who've spoken publicly describe how Taylor seemed to predict things before they happened. Which songs would become popular on the radio, which movies would be hits, even which kids would become popular in their class. The most intriguing fan theory centers around what her second-grade teacher called Taylor's notebook. According to speculation based on yearbook photos and classroom observations, Taylor kept a journal where she wrote song lyrics that wouldn't make sense for years, but somehow perfectly captured future cultural moments. Fan theorists have compiled a fascinating timeline based on public interviews and social media posts from her former classmates. According to this speculation, Taylor's abilities seem to evolve throughout elementary school. What started as simple predictions became something much more complex. Her third-grade music teacher mentioned in a local newspaper interview that Taylor could harmonize with sounds that weren't there. When asked to clarify, the teacher said Taylor would sing along to melodies that no one else could hear, but when she recorded Taylor singing alone, the harmonies were there on the recording. The most compelling piece of evidence comes from fan analysis of her fourth-grade school performance. Video footage exists of a talent show where Taylor performed an original song. But here's what fan theorists find fascinating. She's not looking at the audience. She's singing directly to specific empty seats, as if she could see people who weren't there. According to fan theories compiled from multiple public sources, the most significant event happened during Taylor's fifth-grade year. Her teacher, Mr. Rodriguez, gave an interview to a music education magazine where he described what he called the composition incident. The theory goes like this. Taylor submitted a creative writing assignment that was supposedly about her future. But when Mr. Rodriguez read it, it wasn't a typical child's fantasy. It was a detailed timeline of the music industry's evolution, describing streaming services years before they existed, social media platforms that didn't launch until she was a teenager, and specific cultural shifts that wouldn't happen for over a decade. Fan theorists who've analyzed this story speculate that when Mr. Rodriguez contacted Taylor's parents about the assignment, they weren't surprised. According to the theory, this suggests Taylor's abilities were already known to her family, and they were carefully managing how much attention she drew to them. The most intriguing fan theory emerges from speculation about Taylor's middle school years. According to posts from former classmates and public interviews, Taylor's songwriting abilities seem to operate on a different level than typical teenage creativity. Fan theorists point to interview footage where her seventh-grade English teacher describes Taylor's poetry assignments. The theory suggests that Taylor wasn't just writing about teenage emotions. She was channeling experiences and perspectives that seemed to come from multiple lifetimes of understanding human nature. What really captivates fan theorists is the speculation around Taylor's ability to predict her own career trajectory. According to this theory, based on analysis of her early demo recordings and public interviews, Taylor seemed to know exactly which songs would become hits, which collaborations would be successful, and even which personal experiences she would have that would inspire future albums. The ultimate fan theory synthesizes all these observations into a compelling speculation. What if Taylor Swift's extraordinary success isn't just due to talent, but to some form of temporal awareness or intuitive connection to collective human consciousness? Fan theorists who've compiled these observations suggest that Taylor's teachers and classmates witnessed something unprecedented, a child who seemed to exist partially outside normal time, able to access information about future cultural movements and human experiences. According to this speculation, Taylor's famous ability to reinvent herself with each album era isn't just artistic growth. It's her accessing different aspects of collective human experience that most people can't perceive. Fan theorists suggest this explains her uncanny ability to create songs that perfectly capture cultural moments that haven't fully formed yet. The theory concludes with perhaps the most compelling speculation. What if Taylor's entire career has been a carefully managed revelation of abilities that her teachers first noticed in elementary school? According to fan analysis, each album release seems to reveal slightly more of her true capabilities, gradually preparing the world for something larger. Whether you believe these fan theories or not, one thing is undeniable. Taylor Swift's career trajectory has been unlike anything the music industry has seen before. Her ability to predict and shape cultural trends, to reinvent herself perfectly for each era, and to maintain unprecedented success across multiple decades does seem to operate beyond normal artistic talent. These theories, compiled from public interviews, fan observations, and industry speculation, offer one possible explanation for her extraordinary abilities. But perhaps the most interesting aspect of these theories is how they reframe her entire career as a gradual revelation rather than traditional artistic development. If you want to explore more fan theories about extraordinary abilities hidden in plain sight, subscribe and let us know which celebrities' early signs you'd like us to investigate next. Because sometimes the most extraordinary stories are hiding in elementary school yearbooks and teacher interviews that no one thought to question.